Hello and welcome to Forexample Trading. It's NFP day and this is the day once a month that we know guaranteed there's going to be decent movement, almost guaranteed. The NFP, without a doubt, the most impactful event of the financial calendar. There's debate whether it should or shouldn't be trading. You know, some traders just stay well away. My view is, get a viewpoint of where you think it's going to go. Do be knowledgeable. You can't guess at it, and then make sure you're putting a trade in one direction, one pair, one direction. If it goes well for you, then great. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. If you're not subscribed, then you can do so via the subscribe button here. That will keep you up to date with any videos. I often do like NFP days and things like that. I'll do a video to make sure you know what's going on. I'm going to show you where my viewpoint is. It does differ a bit, you know, looking in the trading arena, there'll be some of our members that have got different ideas in there. None of them the wrong ideas, no one really knows what will happen. My view is that we'll see US dollar weakness off the back of this. If we see lower average hourly earnings, that will cause weakness in the US dollar, which looks like it's teed up well. I'll show you the Dixie in a minute. But also we've got Canadian data out. Now, if that Canadian data is positive, the USDCAD is in a very elevated position at the moment, and that will mean for a very good opportunity to trade it down. I've already got a trade in place on that, a sell trade, and it's sitting right on a pivot point at the moment that hasn't moved from for some time, throughout the whole night. In fact, it hasn't really moved from that pivot point. That tells me it's waiting to do something, and it will. It'll be waiting for that data. So listen, if you want to join us, or you need a regulated broker, EU regulated broker gets around the ESMA restrictions, then you can do that with IC Markets, link in the description. If you want to join our trading arena, there's still spaces. It's an exclusive trading arena. Lots of beginners in there, but there's also a lot of experienced clients of mine that have been with me for years and years. Some of them now admin and very adequate traders in their own right. So there's a whole bunch of good ideas going into that arena, and we discuss them, we find the best opportunities, and we all have the same aim, and that is to earn money. So we look after each other in there. If you're a beginner and you're coming in, we encourage you to share your ideas, and we can say, that may be an idea that we haven't looked at, or a viewpoint we haven't looked at, or we'll say, look, maybe look at it like this, you're going to get a better result from it like this, or aim your attention, this and this. So the experience combined with the people that are beginners in there and keen to learn is a very good combination. It works very well for all of us. So if you want to get involved, you can do that. Click the free chat arena. It's a Telegram group. You can arrange a call with myself. No obligation. I can help you with trading at the very least. But if you do decide it's something that you want to do and you're dedicated to learning, then I'll give you 2 Forex courses via independent Forex traders that was designed by us, written and designed by me and the people that actually present the course. They're very good, and they're really the difference between being a beginner and just sort of scraping by with your trading and really making this work long term. So you can do that, and of course then you get my signals. I've got a dedicated signals channel, so all of my trades pretty much will go out automatically. You can get free samples of these odd days of the week, Mondays and Wednesdays. Usually I do them, but at the moment it just depends, what days I'm free. But yeah, look, NFP day, we know there's going to be movement today, so I'm going to show you my tactic on it. Everyone has a different viewpoint. Some people just avoid trading it altogether because it can, just as much as it can make you decent money, it can lose you as well. And what initially happens, you get a reaction to the data. So the markets will move. That doesn't mean that is the impact. The impact will come after that. Once things settle down, and often they'll reset themselves. So you can try and ride that movement. My view is either have a trade place, hope it's in the right direction. You do have to hope, and that's going to be it is. Then you're going to do well, but set a tight stop loss. So if it goes the wrong way, you're not going to damage yourself too much. But the other way to do it is wait for that initial reaction, let it reset itself, and then look at the movement from there based on the data, and that's the true impact in my opinion. Right, let's have a look at what the markets are doing. First of all, we're going to start on the Dixie. Now this, as you can see, these trend lines here, this is on an hour chart. You can see here it's been trying to push through this line here, this trend line's been bouncing off it. That tells me that it will get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, and we'll see this happen. The NFP, we'll see a movement get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. So if you're going to take a trade, then try and make sure that the Dixie is in as high a position as possible, because then when it comes down, you're going to get all of that movement. Now this does run in slightly different time, so Gold as well looks like you can see it's running off this trend line. That's 4 hours. So it's debatable whether this is going to go up or down still. It's in a very high position. Look on the daily chart, there you go. And it's just hitting these points where it could easily turn, but it could easily go in that direction as well. Based on, it isn't always the case, but based on the Dixie dropping from here, we'd expect gold to rise. Again, highly profitable if you get it right. Movements like this can occur. And you can make a lot of money from gold, but it is risky. So I'll probably have a gold trade. I'll wait for it to come back down, hit this trend line again, and then take a buy from that point. But the ones that I'm going to be focused on, USDCAD, which I've got a trade on already, you can see. And this has moved into kind of no man's land at the moment. It's way up there. Look at it on the daily chart. We've got to go back a long way, right back to the middle of last year to see this at a higher point, in fact. So I'd expect this to turn here. It will be based on data positive for Canada. It wasn't last time. The unemployment rate was positive. So what we'd expect to see is a negative average hourly earnings from the US, and possibly negative here and here. But the average hourly earnings is the big one. And there's no point having more people employed if everyone's earning less, so this is the one to watch. Even though everyone goes on about the NFP, the NFP means nothing without the average earnings being up. So if we get positive for the NFP, the average hourly earnings need to be positive as well. Otherwise there's little point having more people employed, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. There's other data coming out later on as well, but for me, so USD CAD sell. So I'd expect to take this trade. I've already got a trade in place actually, but take this trade from here. I'm going to show you where it's sat, because at the moment it's on a trend, and I can show you on my MT4. Right, so there you can see it. This is a one lot trade, and it is sat right on this pivot point. It has been for a long time now, and it's just trying to break through it. So if it does, it will carry on going. So it's worth just having that trade. You can see a fairly tight stop loss, so I'm not risking too much. We wait for that data, and all being well, this will drop dramatically. If anyone joins us, by the way, I will help you to set up your MT4 like this with volume candles. This MACD, which gives very detailed results and ties in with the volume candles that you see at the bottom as well. Really good setup, which I will help you to do if you join us. All right, I'll help you with all of those things. So that's the one I'm waiting for. However, there are some other opportunities. This Aussie CAD, look at that. It's in a position, this head and shoulders, it's broken out of there and stayed just up here, but this looks very much like it's going to bust out here and carry on going down. That's a good one as well. In fact, let me just show you on it has broken out of that. So this is the trend here that we were looking for a breakout, yeah, and it has done that now. So again, it will be dependent on this data coming in. At the moment, the strength indicator on my MT4, which you might have seen, shows that the pound is strongest, with the Aussie dollar being weakest. Canadian dollar is around the middle somewhere, but that will all change when that data comes through. So you can see from that trend line there, it's broken through it, and this looks like it's ready to go. We have got an hour until the NFP, and it's worth having. I'm going to have a trade on this. The New Zealand CAD, I haven't got any trend lines or anything on this, but this is a daily chart, and again you can see very high. We've got to go back nearly to the start of the year to see it in a higher position. You can see these long wick candles show bearish sentiment, and again, if we change to 4 hour, you'll see it just starts ringing true. This is pushing away, and you see it flattening out there where it's been rising for a long time. On the hourly chart, there you go. So it's knocking on the door of here, and it's the same principle really. There's the trend line, which we were waiting for it to break out of. You can see very clearly it has done that. This looks ready to go now. It is based on data, but these two are really good opportunities. So there you go. The three that I'm going to be focused on: USD CAD sell, Australian Canadian dollar sell, and New Zealand Canadian dollar sell. You could also take a Euro USD buy, I'm sure, because once this Dixie starts to drop away here, I think we'll see it move up to around here, just to this point, and drop away again. And anyone that doesn't understand the importance of the Dixie and knowing what this is doing before you start placing other trades, then again I can explain that on an obligation phone call, but it is all included in the courses that I provide you with as well. Still spaces, if you want to join us, get involved. To give you an example, today, very easily, with the £249 that you'd invest in getting involved in this, you'll make that back and quite a bit more, I would imagine, just by following the ideas that are going into the group this afternoon. So if you want to join us, there's still time, but do get involved quickly. And obviously, we do this on a daily basis, so you know, if you do want to get involved, you'll be getting these sort of ideas coming through. This is the sort of information that we're sharing all day long, every day, and that's the benefit of joining us and being part of this trading environment. Very positive indeed. All right, have a great day, whatever you're doing. Go careful. With the NFP, I'd expect a big movement suddenly, obviously dependent on the data, but try not to react too quickly if you are going to trade it. Don't react to the initial movement unless you've already got trades in place, like I will have. But the ones to watch, without a doubt for me, we're looking for Canadian dollar strength here from the position it's in, and it should move fairly considerably. The other one, CAD/JPY as well, which you see could really go up to around here, around 86 here, if the data is positive for Canada. All right, have a good day's trading, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks a lot.